We got the gigs over here.
Oh gosh. Good evening, everyone. Hi, it is us. We're a few minutes behind typical What the Show. We're mostly here just to tell each other stories tonight. We're here to hang. Juice has a couple stories. I have a couple stories. Maybe we got a couple cartwheels in us. Who's to say? Mike's floating because he was right about something.
Cartwheels, you say?
I saw Wallace Shawn die. Wallace Shawn is dead.
It's 2 minutes for roping.
I like that. You're a jabroni.
We're off to a rousing. I already love this episode, honestly.
That's the most What the Show start we've had in a while.
That was good. That was a good one. Juice, you're just matching our background. I said this, but right before we went live, you're just matching the background so beautifully today. It's well themed.
I think so. Yeah.
So we hear that you had an encounter with a Karen. Would you like to share this with us?
I would, but first I'd like to share. I went to the gas station to purchase my beverages for this evening, and my ID is old. I will go grab it if I need to. But I'm so used because in the year like 2023, 24, when I had the longer hair.
Yeah.
I mean, it was daily, sometimes 5 times a night at the bar where I would hear, "Oh, has anyone ever told you look like Jack Black?" Like I would get it all the time. And so I don't get it a lot anymore. Ever since I cut my hair, I'm not like, I'm a little bit thinner now. Like I don't get it as much anymore. And so today I scan my stuff. He's like, "You got something for me?" I'm like, "Here you go." He looks at it and he's like, "Oh, has anyone ever told you you look like?" And I'm like, "Oh man, it's been a while." Then he's like, "James Corden."
Four of cats.
So I was on the phone telling my girlfriend the story. That's why we were late, because I had to catch her up on the stories before we got live. And I literally said to her, I almost would have just wished he just said like James Corden from Cats. Like at that point, like may as well just throw the hammer all the way in, or the nail all the way wherever
That is hysterical. Oh my God.
Granted, if you look at my ID photo, it is
Do you look like James Corden in it? No, I'm sure you don't. I don't even think people like remember, like James Corden is like not in like the pop culture zeitgeist anymore.
He's not
that this random person would be like, you know who you remind me of?
No,
the one fan.
Hi. No, I don't see it.
I am doing like a silly face, and I'm much. I mean, that was back in. Yeah, that was a while ago. Like I probably weighed 30 more pounds at least when that photo was taken. Also burying the lead before I get to, I also thought about sharing this story this morning because this is not where I'm going with this, although it's related, but I did find my first stink bug. Meaning the war has started, but the war is escalated much worse because guess what joined me in my shower this morning?
Oh no. What? Wait, a stink bug, or was it a different kind of bug?
Much worse.
Oh God, a spider?
Much worse.
A snake?
A wasp. Not that bad.
A
wasp.
In your shower? How did a
shower? I don't know.
Did you kill it?
Thankfully, it flew overhead. all I did was see out of the corner of my eye, it flew overhead, hit the water of the shower,
I was gonna say,
get grounded. I went and grabbed I jumped out, grabbed a container of disinfectant wipes I had on the counter, and just went back in and just smashed it.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that I would.
So
I
yeah.
would wake up the whole house. You know what you needed? You needed George Kittle to come save you at 4 a.m. Best believe I've already told this one. I was like, that's what I need you to aspire to be. Because usually I'm like, Mike, there's a bug, and he's like, oh, God, I don't know where it went, and I'm like, it's right there. It's not very helpful in the bug killing department. He's gotten better. We're training him, and I know I shouldn't kill things, but listen, what is the purpose of a cockroach? There's no purpose except for to be gross and scary. Spiders, I don't dig, but I at least respect you because you serve a purpose. You serve a purpose.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I can get down with you a little bit. I don't want you in my house, but I understand you. But yeah, most insects, I'm like, I'm sorry, what is your purpose? No, get out of here. And they're just scary. Wasp, I ain't dealing with a wasp, especially not in my shower.
We were fortunate. We actually had a wasp nest that was outside of our door, but we were able to, when we went to Orlando, contact maintenance to take care of it while we were gone.
And so when we came back,
Oh, nice.
it was great.
Yep.
10 out of 10. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
What happened with Karen? It sounds like you've had a time.
Yeah. So right. Yeah. I've had a lot of
tried to attack you in the shower, and you had to deal with a Karen today.
assault. Yeah. It's been a big day. So we took some of our leaders at the church, we have a great brewery in town.
Nice.
And so we took them. We always at the end of the year take them just for a little celebratory evening. And there was a food truck. The brewery doesn't have any food, but they have food trucks.
That's
and so which is great. So we didn't realize, which wasn't necessarily anything to deter us, but we didn't realize it was bingo night on Wednesdays.
Okay.
And you wouldn't think that's necessarily a crazy deal. However, the place it's a big place. It has live music all the time, but it was packed out with people for bingo, which you wouldn't think bingo would draw that many people.
Bingo's
but I mean,
Bingo's bigger than you realize.
yeah,
Bingo
right.
is where it's at.
So not that it has much to do with our time at the brewery. However, it did affect a little bit, to a degree, our time at the food truck. So we took an order. We didn't have a huge group. We had maybe 12 of us, but one of us kind of collected an order for everybody, and we went to the food truck and put it in. And then I honestly thought it was going to take a way longer time to have made, because there's a million people around.
Yeah.
You just put in basically a 12 tops worth of food.
Right.
I didn't think this was going to be something we saw anytime soon. But 20, 25 minutes later, we were up there and it's ready. They start kind of calling us, and we basically kind of start to formulate a line. We grab some people from the group to kind of go up and grab it, and then as I'm going back to grab the kind of next wave of food, I just see this person sticking her head in the window, essentially, basically what is taking so long? And I could tell this is what this person's doing. And so as I get up there to go get, kind of not physically, but get her out of the way to get our food so we can keep running it, I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, we had a really big order. And I just hear her walk away back to her group, just scoffing, this is ridiculous. I just need a kid's quesadilla. I put this in 20 minutes ago. What is possibly going on? And comes circles back. And so I go back, and then I come back up again, and then she's in the window again, just looking at it. And I just see her look at them and just go, they haven't even started working on it yet.
Oh, God.
and I just go back up, and
Also, it's a food truck. Like they can only make so much at once. Like it's not like a fully established kitchen.
And I literally, all I do is I say exactly what I said before, except with an extremely, like a much bigger tone. I'm just like, I'm sorry, we had a really big order. Like, get out of here. Like, what are you doing?
Poor people alone.
And I just hear like just walk away in disdain. Go back to like her group, and her group is just like, yeah, let's just like what are we doing? Like I could tell her group was.
I hate when people clearly see that it's busy and they're just like, but I am the only person on planet Earth. Like the world revolves around me. And it's like, no, it doesn't. I swear.
So it was nice to talk to a Karen and not have her like, she never said anything to me. She never like, because obviously the way I was saying it and what I was saying, there's nothing to respond
like, what are you
to.
gonna do?
Right. What are you gonna do? Like, yeah. So it felt good to like after the long day I've had of including being told I look like James Corden and fight off wasps in the morning and a bunch of other stuff. It was nice to like
well,
how do you come back by
put a Karen in her place?
Yeah. How do you come back from being told you look like James Corden? I mean, that's kind of a tough one to recover from.
I want to go on record and let you know that you don't look like James Corden. Okay? And I'm so sorry that this man said this to you. Like, what? James, I would have been like, of Cats fame. And this man would have been like, maybe he's a big Cats fan, actually. We don't know. I have no idea.
Okay.
So you want to hear something we had an experience. We went for the first time in a long time the other day to Burger King, and I've never seen a drive-through this confused.
Oh, it was the weirdest experience.
So
this reminds me of why I don't go to Burger King often. I'm like, this is why.
Well, as most people on here know, Bethany's vegetarian, and they have the Impossible Whopper. It's one of the only places.
They're the only fast food restaurant that I can have a burger at. Okay, so every once in a while, you're just like, you know what I'd like? I'd like to be like the rest of the world and be able to go eat a fast food burger. So we appreciate you, BK. Have it your way for giving us that.
So we literally we order
Whopper.
Oh God, no.
Okay.
We literally order and we get up to, like there's probably 3 cars in front of us. We get there and the line's just not moving. Like it's sitting still.
Very slow.
Very, very slow. We're sitting in the same place for several minutes at this point. And we place our order. And they never ask us what size we want or what drinks.
Like Mike would be like, can I have the number 2 plain, nothing on the, whatever. Because they think go like a chicken sandwich. And she just goes, okay. But he said the number 2. She didn't ask what size, what to drink with that.
I said the word combo too.
And so then he's like, and she'll have the Impossible Whopper combo, whatever. That she just goes, okay. And so I go, to drink? And so Mike goes, oh, yeah. And into the speaker box is like, we haven't said our drinks. And we get nothing.
Response.
So we're like, okay.
So we finally get up there. Probably a legit between 10 and 15 minutes we've waited to get to the window.
We were about to leave. Because at this point we haven't paid. Yeah. We're like, I'm sorry. They may not have made the food. But like, I don't know how much longer I can wait in this drive-through line.
We get up there. And the lady at the window, I don't know if she's the one who took our order. I don't think it was.
I think it was someone, different.
She's like, so what was your order? And she's looking and she's like, well, the sandwiches are made, but there's...
Well, first she said, did you do a mobile order? She's like, do you have a code? And we're like, no.
And what'd you order?
Did you pay already? We should have said yes, but we're honest. And we're like, no. This is the only way. We went from the box, speaking into the box, to talking to, no, we have not paid. And then she's like, we have the sandwiches. And we're like, yeah, we ordered combos. And she's like, I don't see it anywhere. And then I hear someone in the back go, ring it in, do not make, because they had the 2 sandwiches.
Right.
And like they had the food. So she just had to like ring it in so she could charge us basically. And then she's like, what do y'all want to drink?
It was a bit of a cluster. That's for
That's
certain.
But you know what? I got my Impossible Whopper. So again, Burger King, we see you. We mostly appreciate you, but it was the weirdest. I was like, wow, he like distinctly said combo on both of them, and we like was like, okay, what size? What to drink with that? Like none of the normal thing. Just okay. And then we got to the window, and the lady was like, "Did you pay already?" No. When would we have paid? It was so bizarre. So bizarre. Okay. So right before we went on air, again, this is just we're telling each other random stories. Everyone just gets to hang out with us while we
this is
as
random
friends
story
today.
hour.
Random story hour. Sometimes they're my favorite streams. So this is kind of a two-part story about how I'm really beginning to get concerned with the people I work with. Some of them in a like hashtag open the schools way, and a what I'm worried about. I work with a lot of Gen Z coworkers. This is no tea, no shade to the youths out there, to
It's
the
just
younger
their age.
generation. It's just their age.
Yeah.
They're a bit younger than I am, obviously. And which means they more recently graduated high school. And yet the other day, so again, it's a two-part story. I'm going to tell you about the thing that happened today, but I'm going to lead with something that happened the other day. Mike has had to hear the story a couple of times now, so sorry, but Juice hasn't heard it yet. So the other day, I'm like, talking about the new Noah Kahan album and like how obsessed with it I am and how I keep listening to it. Like I can't stop listening to it. And I was like, I am so entrenched in this album that like I'm at the point where I think I need to just like go be brokenhearted and drive around New England. Like I am just like the way I'm belting this out in my car, like you would think I've just really gone through something, and it's a crisp fall day in New England. And so I say this, and I'm talking to a coworker, and she goes, I didn't know he was from over there. Pardon? What do you mean over there? Because again, for anyone who's unaware, Mike and I live in the Southeast, in the great state of Georgia, to be exact. And I'm like, and New England wouldn't be over there. The only thing over there into relation to where we live is the Atlantic Ocean. So I was like, what do you mean over there? And she's like, well, I just didn't. And I go, where do you think New England is? And she goes, you know where London is. No, sweet pea, that would be England. And I was like, so let's think about this. I literally am like spelling this out for her. I'm like, let's think about
Pull up
this.
the map.
Pull the map. And I was like, if the original England, of which we were originally colonized from, we here in the United States of America, were colonized from England, what do you think New England might be? If that's England and they kind of like originally owned us, where do you think New England might be located? I don't know. So then I start pulling other Gen Z coworkers. Do you know where New England is? Yeah. Okay, like where's New England? I don't know, in Europe somewhere? What? Open the schools. Y'all graduated like 3 years ago. Okay, some of them a little bit longer. How do you not know this? So finally, I'm like, if I were to say the New England Patriots, I know a lot of y'all aren't big sports fans. Everybody knows the New England Patriots. Where do you think New England might be? I pulled everyone I work with in my office, and I want you to know that 3 people answered me and correctly out of about 15 to 20 people. And those 3 people didn't even give me like a full, complete answer. I was like, oh, yeah, close enough. So yeah, none of them know that New England is, you know, a collection of states in the Northeast. It's the region of the Northeast. A couple people did say Boston, which I was like, yes, that is part of it, but not the only part of New England. But I gave them credit. I was like, yes, that is part of New England. Okay. I then asked a follow-up question the other day because, again, people just kept saying Boston. And so finally, the other day I said, do you know where Boston is located? Like what city? I was like, that's a city, right? And they're like, yeah. And I go, what state is Boston in? You know, I don't know. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh my God. So that was the other day. Then today I learned that I work with uncultured swine. And I'm going to say that, Juice, and this is no tea, no shade if you also don't get this reference, because again, the younger people, From the West Coast. Yeah, I think it's probably more of like an East Coast thing because like it's very, waspy and whatever. The West Coast might not be as
But at least you knew. I mean, yeah, like
If you say Boston,
you
you're
knew
in the
you
right
knew
area.
it was over there, like
Yeah.
in the
So that-
Midwest. Like
At least you didn't think it was in
can't
Europe.
define it, but like you didn't. Right. You knew it was somewhere in the Boston area. Like you knew it was like. And I'm from. I mean, I was born there.
Yeah,
or
so,
not
like-
in New England, but around there, and even I like
in the Northeast, yeah.
Yeah. My freaking ancestor was I have like legitimate family ties to like original colonies of Boston, and even I'm still like, okay, what exactly is New England? But I know, obviously, I know.
Yeah, we're all like familiar in
And my
theory.
blood is there, but like, yeah. But anyways,
But yeah, you'd at least be like the Northeast. Again, if someone said the Northeast, if someone said Boston, I was like, okay. And again, I was like, I didn't like just from like pop culture. Because again, like people that don't know sports know the Patriots. You know what I mean? Like you don't even have to know sports to know the Patriots. It's just like that's something like I feel like most people know. Yeah, so then today we were talking about graduations. If you're like, how is this coming up? Anyways, my sister happened to be the same class in the same college as someone who was very internet famous in the early aughts. Had a big viral moment that actually happened on US campus, which actually my sister, I was just reminiscing with her about this, was actually present when this viral moment happened because my sister was a telecom major, which means she went to a lot of events on campus to cover things. So anywho, today we were talking about graduations and I was like, oh, I look around the room. There's a lot of Gen Z coworkers, but there's a couple millennials in the room. And I go, oh, this is for the millennials because I think Gen Z, y'all are going to be too like young to know this. And I was like, this is way before your time because I was in high school when it happened. So way before Gen Z's time. And I was like, but who is familiar with the early aughts viral moment? Don't tase me, bro. Juice, does that mean anything to you?
yeah,
Don't tase me, bro. Like, and again, it's carried on in popular culture. Many shows, songs, movies have like The Amazing Spider-Man even referenced "Don't Tase Me, bro." Like, it was big. This is 2007. Basically, John Kerry was speaking on US campus. Security gets called on this guy. He was kind of a tool, fun fact. And he gets tased. And so he basically says, don't tase me, bro. And it becomes a big viral moment.
I'm looking
So
at
anyway, I look around to the millennials in the room and the doctor that I'm working with who is Gen X. And I was like, y'all remember Don't Tase Me, bro? No one. And I was like, what? What? This was national news. This was a big to-do. This was a big viral moment. And again, like viral moments hit different in the early aughts because like you could like extend your 15 minutes of fame because we weren't automatically on to the next thing like we are now. It's like, oh, you had your 2 seconds of fame. So I'm flabbergasted. So I'm going around again. I'm like, I'm not expecting anyone from Gen Z to know, but I'm going around asking like other of like my coworkers who are my age or older. Do y'all remember Don't Tase Me, bro? Not even a hint of recognition from anyone. Flabbergasted by this to the point that at lunch, I'm like, am I delusional? Like, I swear this was a big thing. So I go to my group text and I'm like, hey, y'all remember Don't Tase Me, bro, right? And they're like, yeah, of course, iconic. I get home and I tell Mike and he's like, nobody knew Don't Tase Me, bro. Like anyone like your age or older should know that. And I was like, I know. So then of course I was telling my family because again, like it happened at UF. My sister literally graduated with that kid. Like it was obviously like we were very, very aware of it. But I was like, can you imagine these people don't know Don't Tase? They don't know where New England is and they don't know Don't Tase Me, bro. And both of these things are equally mind-blowing to me. Again, Gen Z not knowing it, I can understand, but like anyone who's like my age, I feel like should know this. Like my age or older. But yeah, so that was just absolutely dumbfounding to me. I did do a quick Wikipedia search of it today because again, at lunchtime, I'm spiraling, being like, I swear to God, this was a big viral moment. And all these people are like making me feel like I'm crazy. It was such a big moment. So it happened in the fall of 2007 that the word tase was one of the words of the year because it was like used so much, that expression. So I was like, okay, thank you. Like this was a national trend. Like this wasn't like
I remember tasing like coming out of nowhere, just being like tasing to any extent, like around that time being all of a sudden like that's just a common people are talking about,
Yeah.
like tasing each other or whatever. Yeah, whatever.
It was
That
him
is
and the
bizarre.
guy at the baseball game who ran on the field and got tased were the two.
The early aughts, a big time for tasing people. But yeah, absolutely wild that the things that my coworkers just blow my mind with sometimes. I'm like, I mean, maybe that's what it is. Yeah, I honestly,
Exactly.
oftentimes I do realize that people. The other day, I was in my one group chat, and I realized that this person didn't know what a film bro was, and I was like, "How lucky you are to not know what a film bro is." I wish I didn't know.
That
what a
I can
film bro
understand,
was.
but
I was like, because I was like talking. I mean, y'all know my disdain for he who must not be named. And so I was like, saying something about, I was telling them about the really good joke that William made in the group chat about how the one character that Charlize Theron is playing is literally an immortal being per the canon of the Odyssey. And he basically is like, Christopher Nolan's like, hold my beer, challenge accepted. And it was so funny. And I was like, y'all, I got to tell you this really funny joke. And I was like, for those who don't know, I'm like not really a big Christopher Nolan fan. And I was like, no tea, no shade to anyone who is, but like, he's not for me because he's constantly refrigerating women, blah, blah, blah. And also I was like, I know this isn't his fault, but his fan base is just so toxic. Like I was like a bunch of film bros, like he can do no wrong in their eye. And it's just like, you can like someone and realize that they're not perfect. Like I really like Spielberg films. So I'm not saying everyone's a goddamn home run. You know what I mean? Like some of them are kind of stinkers and that's fine. But like, you can't, like he can do no wrong in their eyes. And so my friend's like, I don't really know any bros who like him. And I was like, a film bro and a bro are two completely different things. Like, oh gosh. Yeah, thank you. I can't. I'm not
the same what would you call it? Like is equally annoying, but for completely different reasons.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, I don't want to hang out with a bro, but I also equally don't want to hang out with a film bro, but they're a completely different species.
Very
Very different.
People. Which, obviously is fine. I also like
So Jeff is currently attempting to leave the Airbnb with a burger in his right hand, in his left hand. Show us the burger before you leave. You're going to eat it in the Uber?
Speaking of film bros, we say with love.
He's gotten better.
He really has. From like 4 years ago, Jabroni Jeff, to now Jeff are two completely different people. He's kind of ended his film bro era.
That Jeff from like 4 or 5 years ago, like took himself way too seriously, and now
I'm my letterbox and my movies once a year. I'm like, now he's like, yeah, whatever. I watch what I want, and I'm like, thank you for being normal. I also realized, like, again, to me, like, it's a very common trope term to say refrigerating women. And then the second I said it in my group chat, I was like, maybe not all of them even know what that means. Which again seems unfathomable to me. But again, I'm very like locked into the pop culture zeitgeist and whatnot. So I was like, maybe not all of these people in my group chat actually even understand what that term means. But yeah, I don't know any bros who like him. And I'm like, I'm not talking about like your frat bro down the street. No. The annoying men on Twitter. So yeah, so it was just really funny. But sequel in the works. I have not heard about that. But that is very
Peter Jackson apparently is going to be helming an Adventures of 1010.
Right on. Mike, the people, I think, are expecting a rant today. I think the people want to hear your thoughts on Mortal Kombat.
Oh.
All right.
And then we should talk about the Sheep Detectives, because we actually really liked that movie.
You want to hear my thoughts on Mortal Kombat. Let me preface this by starting this, that anybody who's around when this show first got off the ground, and we were still, a lot of us met through the Action Industries Patreon and the Generals chat in particular. We all got call signs, and when they reviewed Mortal Kombat, it brought a lot of nostalgia out of me. I got very excited, so I got the call sign of Kano, and she got the call sign Katana. And
this is kind of Katana's movie. This is the most honored I've ever been to have that call sign, may I just say.
So obviously I am a big fan, especially of the 90s Mortal Kombat. Like, I stopped playing video games pretty much after the 90s, so I don't really know a lot about the more recent stuff. But the 90s Mortal Kombats were a big thing, and it turned into a meme, and I steered into the skid, and it was like, oh, anytime there's something online with Mortal Kombat, there's going to be Mike. And I was all over the place with all that. And I just had fun with it. I was like, oh, I'll steer into the skid. Let's enjoy this. And, it was a good time and everything. And a lot of people associate Mortal Kombat with me because of it. Like, Mortal Kombat's not even in my top 5 favorite movies, but I know it very well. I saw it enough times as a kid, and I played all the video games. And I actually did just buy the Legacy Collection that just came out a couple months ago, so I have all the old games on the current system. But anyway, everybody knows I did a rant. I got to see the 2021 movie early and was like on a high about it when I first came out, because it was the first movie I saw after lockdown in theaters. And then you could literally, if you go and pull that review up, you can realize that I don't like it as I'm describing what the movie was. Like, I go from this real high, and as I'm explaining what happens in the movie, you can kind of see that, like, oh wait, I didn't like this.
Comes out of his eyes.
But anyway, so obviously this movie, Mortal Kombat 2, gets announced and filmed over 2 years ago. And they did a test screening of it, apparently almost immediately after filming. And I get a screenshot sent to me about a year and a half ago that has bullet points. And before I realize what I'm looking at, I realize that it is spoilers for the movie. And this is sent to me by an individual who I no longer associate with, but I'm going to just call him out by name, Matt Thomas. I absolutely despise you right now, because unfortunately those spoilers were 100% accurate. And I went into the movie and literally knew everything that was going to happen in terms of who was going to die, who was going to kill them, who's going to win the tournament, who's going to do all this kind of stuff. And yeah, I am calling you out. That was such a fucked up thing to do, Matt Thomas. You, at the time, were somebody who I was like, oh, we were cool at the time. We were cool at the time. We are no longer cool. We are no longer cool. You don't do that kind of shit to somebody you call a friend, especially if it's a property of theirs that they really enjoy. I had everything sucked away from me from this movie, and I just walked out of it just like an empty shell. I'm like, I fucking knew everything that was going to happen before it happened, and it just took every piece of joy away from the movie from me. So I can't even give it a grade.
He's an entertainment journalist. He has to report on these things.
It's so ridiculous. And this little Nepo baby over here who gets into screenings because his daddy's in the industry and thinks he's a reporter and is obsessed with Harry Potter, probably is wearing Harry Potter pajamas right now for all I'm aware of.
He's an entertainment journalist.
He's an entertainment
journalist. He has
journalist.
to wear those PJs.
Has to do it. Just has to do it. You just the biggest fuck you for ruining this piece of something that I normally would have been super excited about, and literally go in and I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? I know it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. And oh, yep. Because this stupid screenshot that I didn't even realize what it is just.
Also, Russ Tyler is mid at best.
Oh yeah. Let's go back to this. Let's go back to this. We had him on a Mighty Ducks stream years back where we did a tier ranking.
The Knuckle Puck is cool. Just
to shut the asshole up, we literally put Russ Tyler in the S tier. I'm sorry, he's not an S tier character. He's at best, I'd say the top of B.
I'd put him in like A.
Well, whatever. He's not S.
Everyone was trying to do the Knuckle Puck in the 90s, but I wouldn't say S tier.
Yeah. So anyway, yes, when you come to the grand scheme of things, he's not one of the 5 most important characters in the movie.
Hells yeah.
I do love me some Dwayne Robertson.
Dwayne is probably also not S tier, but he's S tier in my heart.
For you to do that to somebody who, again, this is a year and a half ago. I've sat with this for a year and a half where I saw this stupid screenshot that for whatever reason he sent me unprovoked. There was no discussion about it or anything. We weren't talking about Mortal Kombat. We weren't talking about anything. I opened up the message from him on Messenger, and holy shit, I'm like,
Mike's
before I
getting
realized what
his
I'm reading.
Anthony tonight.
Before
everyone.
I even realized what I was reading, I had the movie spoiled for me. So, for that in mind, I'm going to end this on this little rant here on more of a positive note. To those of you who are cool, to those of you who are absolutely cool and love to discuss movies and love to be, constructive with things and not just completely ruin something for somebody, I commend you. I raise my cup to you because that's what we like. We're here for some positive discourse. Somebody who goes in and intentionally ruins something that somebody loves and has a real reverence for, absolutely just get out of your own ass and go find another hobby or something and go put on your fucking robe and wizard hat and cast your expecto patronums or whatever it is that you're going to do and enjoy your homophobia. All right?
McClunky. Who shot first? Who shot first?
So we're not having a What the Show reunion at his wedding.
No,
I don't think so. I don't think that'll be happening. But that was funny. So you're saying, no. But I will say, as someone who did not have the whole thing spoiled for me, because Mike had the spoilers, but he did not share with me because he's a kind soul. We saw 2 movies this weekend. Mortal Kombat's not exactly my thing. Yes. Listen, Ranthony can Ranthony, but Mike, you really don't want to get on Mike's bad side. He will send you Infinity Pool pamphlets for life or something. But anyways, it was fine. I do enjoy. I still think the OG Mortal Kombat movie is the best. I do think that I enjoyed that Katana really got her time to shine. Again, that was my code name for years, so I was happy that this was definitely kind of her movie. Yeah, it was good. It was. I didn't go in with much expectation, so I think it met my expectations. Like, it was fun, but after you saw the Sheep Detectives the night before, nothing is going to live up to that.
You want to talk about positivity? Sheep Detectives.
Sheep Detectives is so freaking good. I really need everyone to go see this movie. It's so good.
Juice, you'll love it.
Yeah, it seems.
It deserves.
Take
it deserves
Madison.
all the money.
Yeah.
I can't see anybody not enjoying.
You'll laugh, you'll cry.
And you could be 5, you could be 105. It's one of those movies that this goes for everybody.
Truly, one of the best depictions of grief. There's really good discussions of grief and love and belonging in a community / family, however you want to look at it.
And it's also done around a very clever whodunit kind of thing.
But also it is a murder mystery, and it is very funny, and it's really, 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 really good. And I highly recommend it. So I just feel like anything was going to be a little bit of a letdown after seeing that, because I don't know, it's in contention for being favorite movie of the year, I would say, for me so far.
That's the one thing I will say about this year so far. You've had this, and you also have Project Hail Mary, which both
also delightful,
have the same kind of they make you feel good walking out.
Yeah, good kind of hopeful.
Is Project Hail Mary on streaming yet?
Not yet, but I think it's hitting VOD this week.
Oh my god, I do want that.
Oh,
I want that crossover so bad.
Yes,
give it to me.
But that's actually kind of fair, because it kind of does have a little bit of a Knives Out kind of flavor to it.
Everyone, go see The Sheeps.
Give The Sheeps your money, because it really is a fantastic movie. When you're going to talk about the movies that are going to be remembered for this year, as long as people go out and see this, I genuinely feel like we have 2 already in Project Hail Mary and in Sheep Detectives that genuinely are wonderful movies.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Are we ready for another random change in topics? So we don't have segues tonight. We're just, when do we ever have segues? What am I talking about? Occasionally. Sometimes I feel like it's better. This is actually, that is a great segue, actually, because this is what I'm going to talk about next, is baseball related, pop culture baseball related. Okay, so this is something I realized the other night. Okay, you ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
I've gone down a rabbit hole now. I've literally gone down a rabbit hole about this. So the other night we're watching Mike and I love a 90s sports movie. Okay, we love a 90s
Mm.
sports family film. And also The Cutting Edge. That's not really a family film, but we also love a sports romance. We love sports movies. Okay. But particularly of the 90s like family variety. So we're watching Rookie of the Year the other night when all of a sudden
Yes.
it's a good movie. I turn to Mike and I say, you know what's really weird? We watch a lot of we watch a lot of sports movies. And every time I've ever watched a sports movie, it is a real baseball team filmed in their real stadium. Like they always get the licensing. I was like, the MLB's giving out licensing like it's freaking candy. Okay. And I was like, and I feel like other sports don't do that as much. And in fairness, like something like basketball, not a lot of movies are set in like the pros. Like that's not really like a thing. I mean, there are some, but it's not as common to be set in the pros. But like football, like the NFL is very finicky. Like sometimes, yes, it is
Very
a real
rarely,
team.
Very rarely.
But most of the time it's like something like the replacements, like it's a fake team, it's whatever. And it's like, you know, NFL adjacent, but we can't call it the NFL for legality reasons or whatever. So I was like, NFL licensing must be like much harder to get. And then I was thinking against the TV show and not a movie, but I was thinking of Ted Lasso. And that's kind of a weird breed because the actual team you're following is fake, but everyone else in the league is real. And like, how did you get the rights to something like West Ham United when you're going to make them a villain? Like, that's not going to put them in a good light.
Yeah,
Well, people might not want to root for the real team, and it's not really their fault. Like, they're totally fine people, you know? So I was like thinking about that. And so I literally was like, literally every baseball movie, even minor league teams like Bull Durham, the Durham Bulls are a real team that's filmed in their real stadium. And then my friend pointed out the movie Summer Catch. The Cape Cod League is a real league. The team that they play for is the Chatham A's. That is a real team. And I was like, even like minor league teams, baseball always gives the rights to. Like, this is so weird. So I did look into it because I was like, is it like the military where like they have to get like final script approval, like to, you know, give you the rights to it, whatever? Is baseball so desperate for fans that they're like, even if you make our owner look kind of terrible, even if you have a kid playing for our team, even if you have this, even if you have that, we don't give a damn. If it makes one person buy a Cubs hat, we're in, you know? And so I did look into it a little bit. And yes, so like any sports team basically, or like, and if it's a league, for instance, like, you know, MLB, whatever, like they do read the script. So like that is the thing, like they do have to give kind of script approval because they don't want to be seen in a bad light, yada, yada, whatever. But again, like I think some of these baseball movies, like not all the teams are necessarily, or all the people affiliated with the team are necessarily always seen in the best light. Again, I've never walked out being like, the Red Sox are villains, you know?
I think it's good. Any news is good news.
Yeah, any good news is good news.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just think that's really interesting that baseball like gives out their licensing willy-nilly, and like other sports seem to be much more like, you know?
Yeah, well, I think growing up.
Yeah, that's true. I think the NHL would wish that, and Airbud did never get to go.
Yeah, yeah. But growing up, like,
if you want to play baseball, they'd let him play for a real team.
growing up like around a lot of rivalries, I think it just gets, if it proves anything, like if you're a diehard fan of something and that movie shows you in a bad light, you're just gonna be that much more like, oh man, we gotta like, if the Dodgers are the enemies, like we gotta be all that the more. Because if I watched the movie and the St. Louis Cardinals were the villains of that movie, that would just make me like want to support the Cardinals even more. Like that would yeah.
That's true. And then again, because you follow one team, but then other teams are usually in it, and then some of those teams aren't painted in the best light, and it's just kind of funny that it is. I don't know. It's like so funny to me that I'm like, the MLB doesn't give a damn. They're like, you want to use our stadium? Go ahead.
Oh yeah. And I think like baseball fans love baseball. Like, I can see the NFL being different because that is a much different sport. Like the way in every way, schedule and all that. About the way that games work, like just trying to get people in the seats every day.
I mean, I guess
it's much different from
it's a very different
NFL. It's a very different,
I mean, some notoriety is better than no notoriety. Again, going back to my Ted Lasso example, like how many Americans would know who West Ham United is? But now you know who they are.
Yeah.
At least, again, they weren't painted in the best light per se, but at least you know who they are. So it is kind of interesting. And again, obviously, like those teams are so old and their fan bases are so entrenched that like you're not going to turn it like. You know what I mean? Like they're always going to have fans. Like that's all. Like their home club. Like that's a big to do. So I guess you can't like really be worried about it, like turning people off too much. And it's just kind of funny. Like I was thinking, like literally, the movie Fever Pitch filmed at the goddamn World Series. Like the MLB doesn't give a damn. They're like, come on down, film at the World Series, do whatever you want. You want a Red Sox hat? You want a Cubs hat? You want the Mets to be the villains? We don't care. Yes, exactly.
And I was going to say, like, if you remember the movie Little Big League, not only are the Seattle Mariners the villains, but the actual players are in the movie, like Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine. Like I could do a whole dissertation on this. Like I just think it's so funny. But yeah, like the more I think about it, the more I'm just like, that's so wild to me. That's very funny.
Yeah.
Very, very funny.
So the other thing we touched on it last week or 2 weeks ago, but Bethany and I have now been to Epic Universe, and we didn't really get to talk about that too much.
Oh gosh, yeah, I would love to hear about that.
And talking box office and and doing all that jazz.
By the way, I went back and watched that stream to see how things. JTE was so blissfully unaware hilarious in that stream.
I love how confused he was by the whole thing. I love the fact that at first, because he forgot about Devil Wears Prada, he's like, I don't want that movie. And then the more we kept talking about the fact that it's going to make money, he's like, I will keep that movie. And I was like, yeah, like, you should.
And go figure, it is making money.
And I was like, yeah, I literally told you, women like to like things. Women like the world needs to understand. Every time something is like a smash hit, they're like, where'd this come from? Women like things. The reason that fandom exists is because in the 1960s, women were like, wouldn't it be neat if Spock and Captain Kirk kissed? And then fanzines were born and conventions were born. And literally everything we owe is to women.
Too.
Anyways, thank you. I would just like to step on my soapbox for a minute about fandom has always been a female-dominated place. And yet they're always surprised when they're like, women like things? Women go to movies? Women spend money? It's like, yeah, y'all know about the effing Beatles because teenage girls liked them. Okay? So, like, don't even. Yes.
Elvis.
Exactly. Thank you. And again, Supernatural is a good example because men... The producers were like, we need to get more men involved with this. We need to get more men involved with this. And then it was one of the highest rated shows, and they had conventions and all this other thing, all because of women. And at a certain point, they were like, screw getting a male audience. We're doing fine with what we have. And it's like, yeah, idiots. Anyways, thank you. Sorry, Juice, you were gonna say?
Oh, I was just using Elvis as an example, and Lego did that for me.
You mentioned Devil Wears Prada.
The Devil. Yeah.
Michael also apparently is heavily skewing female too. So like the two biggest movies in the world right now, both are heavily skewed with female audiences. So yeah, it's valid.
Yeah,
100% valid. Now, granted that like there will be some things like, and it's not going to be the biggest movie in the world that you're going to have Jackass come out, and that's going to be like 90% male. Yeah. But it's not going to be the heights of that. But you know there are certain things that just cater to different audiences. But when you have something like The Devil Wears Prada, where you actually have a super quality story that does really appeal to the women, but also brings in the men, that's when you got to hit. Yeah. Like Barbie did the same thing.
Right.
Like, yes, the women were the target audience, but they brought the boyfriends. They weren't upset that they saw it.
And Hollywood was like, more toy movies? Yeah. And we're like, Jesus Christ, no, that wasn't the point. That's not why people liked it.
Before we go to Epic Universe, I wanted to point out, fuck you, Reed Pop.
Oh my God. Yeah, it was a time, y'all.
So, you weren't in this. We have a group chat. A handful of us are going to go to Star Wars Celebration next year. in Los Angeles. And the ticket buying for this,
Ugh, that little green man.
to call it a fiasco is a slight understatement.
It didn't go well.
So if anyone's not familiar, when you get in there, they put you into a queue, and it's a quote unquote random queue. And there's this little bar at the bottom that like fills up in green, and there's this little man who like walks through it to tell you where your progress is. When you get in there, it says your wait may take over an hour. So a few of us, some familiar names, PJ Campbell, PLD, Kelsey Kirkland, Andy Merriweather, we're all communicating back and forth about what's going on with the process and where we are. None of us got through that in under 2 hours. By the time the first person, which was PLD, got through, the 4-day tickets were completely sold out. Saturday was completely sold out. And there were limited tickets left. By the time we got in, there was 1 day left.
2 days. It
No,
was
2 days,
Thursday.
because
Thursday doesn't count.
We weren't going to go Thursday. It was Thursday and Sunday were available.
Yeah. It took us 3.5 hours to get through for Thursday and Sunday to be available.
Oh my gosh.
This process started, I was at work still, so Mike was tasked with it. I was home and I purchased the tickets by the time we got through. Because the tickets went on sale 3 o'clock
3
Eastern
o'clock
time,
Eastern.
and we got through, I want to say like
6:15?
6 o'clock-ish, yeah, give or take 6:30. I guess, yeah, it was 3.5 hours, about 6:30 we got through.
Yeah.
It was funny though, because I'm keeping up with the group chat a little bit at work, because when the tickets went through, I was like kind of keeping by my phone just to see if Mike was going to message me. And I'm seeing the group chat blow up, so I would go to my storage closet, and that we were kind of slow, so it was fine. I had time to do it. But Mike's like, I don't remember this being an issue in Chicago. I got through really easy. And I go, you didn't buy them, so it wasn't an issue for you. You had nothing to do with it. I sat there and bought them. It wasn't as bad for Chicago,
Not
in
even
fairness.
close.
But we got the 4-day
Well,
like everything
Chicago
was fine.
didn't sell out day one for
No.
everything.
No.
Like, Chicago, you still could have waited a little bit.
And again, it's 100% people scalping. People are reselling them already for, gobs of money. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Wait, so you did get them?
We
One
bought
day.
Sunday.
We
And
got
that's
one
all
day.
we had. And we're hoping, because
Hey.
sometimes closer to the event, they will release more batches. Or people, if they're the super crazy resale ones aren't selling,
Scalpers will
but
finally
closer to, they'll fire sell them.
Yeah.
So we're like, oh, we'll keep Sunday. Obviously, going all the way to California for 1 day is kind of crazy, but we're like, Disneyland is out there. It's a friend trip. Like,
I've
hopefully
reached out
we
to a
can
bunch
get
of people.
Friday.
I've also reached out to a bunch of our LA friends saying,
Yeah.
like, hey, we're probably
Yeah,
coming
so
out.
we're
And
like,
there's a laundry list of people who are like, lunch, dinner, whatever it is.
So
you
we're
know?
looking at
Yeah.
like LA vibing with friends, going to Disneyland.
Yeah,
maybe
that'll still be an
Tokyo,
amazing
and like
weekend or
a
whatever.
Star
Yeah.
Celebration, a day of at least. Hopefully, well, we have 1 day at least. We'll just be like icing on the cake, so to speak. And I was like, if you're looking
For
at
sure,
this as a
for
Star
sure.
Celebration trip, it's a failure.
It's
If
a
you're looking
total
at
failure.
it as a we're
We're
going
going
to
to
go and like
California.
go to California and hang out
For
with
sure,
friends
for
and do
sure.
whatever, it's fun. It's a success. So pros and cons. Again, I'm still hopeful that maybe closer to the event, because again, we're a year out still. I'm hoping that maybe more Friday tickets will become available and we'll be able to snag
That
Friday.
was what we really
Because Friday was what we really wanted, because we pretty much are certain that that's going to be the 50th anniversary panel. And I'd really like to be there that day, because I know they're
crazy
going
it
to bring
would.
out all the stops for it. And again, as a lot of the people that are involved with it are getting older, it might be the
How
last
much
time
more
they
they're gonna do that.
can,
Yeah.
pull out the stops for it. So, yeah, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, I don't know. I just think they should have picked. Well, first
Crazy
of all,
the whole day would sell out that fast. That's
should
I don't
be-
I don't remember any issues.
yeah,
I got
it should be-
Oh, you want the ironic thing? At the end, all that was available was kids' tickets, and it specifically says to buy a kids' ticket, you have to purchase an adult ticket with it.
So where are these tickets going? How are you going to sell those tickets? You can't, because there's no more adult tickets available. So, but yeah, a couple problems. Obviously, Reed Pop has always been a terrible organization who's not good at organizing things, and the bots got it as per usual. Number two, it needed to be at a bigger convention center. It's the 50th anniversary
Yeah,
of Star
yeah.
Wars.
It needs to be a
It's the
place
first
where
one they've
you-
had domestically in a hot minute.
Yeah.
You needed it to be at a bigger convention. I'm not saying that LA is a tiny one, but we know it's not the biggest. And I know they did Chicago not that long ago. And I was like, but it's the biggest one in North America. Like, if you're going to do a domestic one, you may have wanted to go back to
May have
Chicago.
wanted to do it there. Yeah.
Or potentially Orlando, which is the second biggest convention center in America. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know if LA was the right call, but I'm not the person who's putting it on, so what do I know? But I would have been like, I don't know, guys, 50th anniversary. Maybe we should try to go for like a bigger convention center. But what do I know?
We have tickets for a day.
For a day. So
A day.
I was like, well, if I can be, I'm a sucker. I like everyone else is like, oh, Sundays aren't that cool. It's like
That was the first issue.
blah, blah. And I was like, I'm a sucker for a closing ceremony. They get me every time.
Yeah.
Every time I've gone to Celebration, I've gone to the closing ceremony. I love the closing ceremony. I think it's a beautiful wrap up. It gets me in my feels. Usually the vendors start putting things on sale because they're wrapping
They don't wanna
up
bring
and
it-
they don't want to bring it with
home.
them. There are still
Well-
panels on Sunday. Like, it's not like it's a complete loss.
No, for sure. But I'm also realizing I think I've been to the LA Convention Center because that is
Yeah.
probably where the LA Comic-Con thing was that we went
Most
I
likely.
would
to
assume, yeah.
over Spectacular.
Yeah,
And
most
yeah,
likely.
if that's the thing, then yeah, I mean,
Not that big.
I
for
think
a
it's said
whole
that
Star
they-
Wars celebration,
They
that's
were able to sell
not.
50,000 tickets. too, I
Granted, we
think.
weren't there for a lot. We didn't explore that much, but like
But still.
that's
you're
not.
kinda like,
While
choices were made.
There's a reason it's San Diego Comic Con and not
Right.
LA
Yeah,
Comic-Con.
and not LA. exactly.
Comic Con. Yeah.
Exactly.
So circling back to where we were, let's talk briefly before we wrap up about Epic Universe.
Yes, an epically wonderful day. Mike is not as strong on it as I am. There are pros and cons. It's a new theme park.
It's got growing pains.
It's got growing pains. There's not enough to do yet, is the problem.
The way the park is laid out is unique, but it has a lot of dead space in it.
Yeah.
There is a whole lot of dead space. They have a center area, and they have like portals that you go into each land.
Yeah.
But the whole middle of the park pretty much has 2 attractions and like 3 or 4 restaurants.
Yeah.
And a lot of just empty area. So as you're walking around there, everybody is confined into these 4 portals and
Makes for congestion.
makes for a lot of congestion. And right now there's 9 rides?
Yeah, 9 attractions, I believe.
9
9
rides and 2
attractions,
shows.
2 shows.
And with 2 exceptions, I think once the park really kicked in and they opened it to the public, we stayed on property and we got early park admission. So we first got there, the lines weren't too bad, and we went and met Toothless the Dragon, which we'll get into that in a sec. But if you get the early park admission, you can do an attraction or 2 before the lines get chaotically out of control. Once the park opens to the general public, if you find rides under 50 minutes, that's like low, with the exception of the roller coaster, Stardust Racers, and Monsters Unchained,
yeah.
which are, in my opinion, the 2 best rides in the park.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, they're solid.
the rest of it is just like, because there's so little to do and so many people there not being able to spread out amongst everything.
You need something that's going to suck up people. And right now they just don't have enough things to suck up people.
So briefly, just to give a very brief synopsis of everything, we really didn't do much in Harry Potter at all. Honestly, we walked in there just to see what it was. The ride there had a 2.5 hour wait. We were not going to wait 2.5 hours for any ride.
Right.
The Monsters has 2 rides in it. We were able to get on the one. We tried to do that again. The ride's phenomenal. Absolutely
it's
phenomenal.
So good.
We tried to go on it again. It broke down while we were in line. We left. And then we tried to go on the other one, which is a roller coaster, which apparently is not the best roller coaster in the world. As we were in line, the wait time just kept going up.
It got delayed as well.
Yeah.
So we're like, we're going to abandon ship. It's not worth it.
Monsters does have a cool bar in the back of it. I will give it that.
Yes, Burning Blade is dope. We enjoyed that. The vibes of the Monsters
cool.
area is super, super good.
And
like very
cool.
good theming, very good.
Little kids are afraid of it, so it's
like,
not
yeah,
quite.
It's one of
as
the
busy.
like tamest, as far as crowds go, one of the tamest areas because again, small children don't really want to go over to this area, which is, understandable. But if you're a fan of like Horror Nights, if you're a fan of the classic Monsters, it's a really, really cool vibe.
We'll circle back to Isle of Berk in a second. Let me tell you about Super Nintendo World.
Mike has thoughts and feelings on this area.
Yeah.
Dynamite. Take dynamite and just blow the whole thing up.
He hates it so much. Only because
Wow.
it's so congested. It's so and there's
guess.
so many stairs and so many small children running around. They really wanted to make it interactive,
The
which is
design of this
cool
is,
in concept, but there's not enough space.
if you were there, if you happen to be there on a day where it's not that busy and like could actually meander from place to place, it might not be so bad. But
I mean, the theming is impeccable.
the look and the vibes of it are, they did that really well, but they just did not set this land up whatsoever with the massive crowds in mind.
I want it to be stated that I could walk faster than the Yoshi ride. You can see it when you walk into the land because it's an outdoor attraction.
Okay.
And this ride that I could walk faster than has like a 70-minute wait all day. And I'm like, why?
And then you go on, we did go on Mario Kart at the very end of the day because the wait finally diminished a little bit. And it's an interesting concept, but they could have done something so much better. But the thing is, you put on like a hat that, and then you clip a visor in when you're in the vehicle. The visor is so freaking heavy.
Very heavy. Very
that,
heavy.
like, so
uncomfortable.
you need the visor to see all the VR so you can see, because it's Mario Kart and obviously you can shoot shells and things like that.
Yeah.
And
It's pretty underwhelming as a ride, to be honest.
Yeah,
like,
that's-
Better than
sounds
Spider-Man
extremely underwhelming.
and California Adventure, but that's a low
Put
bar.
on
That
put
line
on
is
a headset
terrible.
and basically play the video game that you could just play at home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's slow. It's a slow moving ride, which is not really what you want out of Mario Kart because you're like, we're supposed to be racing, like
Right.
we're supposed to be racing.
and like Juice, you've been on Men in Black. Men in Black's a much better attraction.
Yeah, if you're looking
That's
for kind of like
crazy.
this again is
Yeah.
kind of like a game sort
Yeah.
of shoot 'em up thing, like collect points
And like
ride.
for me,
I'd much rather do MIB.
I'm in general, I'm not a big ride guy. I'm more a world guy. I'd much more
Yeah.
appreciate
Yeah,
checking out the world.
We'll get to the good
And so like at least with like the Galaxy's Edges, both of them that I've been fortunate enough to been to, like, it is fun to just immerse yourself in the world, but it seems like in Super Nintendo world you can't even do that because it's so congested and just
It's
and
way
it's just
out
a
there.
bummer that like when I was a kid you were a nerd if you liked Mario, but now all these kids today
Yeah,
like
now
Mario. Now you just
everyone.
we all need to be our own like Donkey Kong, just swatting them out of the way to like be like, no, this is like our chance to enjoy this stuff.
Dang
The,
it!
guys
the
don't
Donkey
get
Kong
that.
ride had a 2-hour wait all day. We
It's like a
didn't-
2-minute. It looks really cool in concept, but everyone we've heard that's been on it is like it looks
Oh, I'm
cooler
sure
than
it's
it
awful.
feels when you're on it. So we're not going to wait for that for two. Like it's just
Yeah,
not worth
no,
it to us. We will end the recap on the Shining
high-
Star on a high note. Isle of Berk is so good, and that's why the park is worth it for me for this one land. Like it's done so well. It's the only land of all of them that feels complete.
Yeah,
It has 3 attractions,
Mm.
1 show, restaurants, gift shops,
character meet and
great
greets.
character meet and greets, great character walk around characters. Like when we were in Mead Hall, Rough Nut and Tough Nut came in and were like messing with families. There's different Vikings just kind of walking about. Obviously Toothless is the star. We got to meet him. I keep saying I as if you weren't there. You were also there. We met Slug the Adequate. He was the Viking that happened to be with us when we
Like
met
the handler,
Toothless, the
basically.
handler, basically. Because you kind of have to have someone to talk to, because Toothless doesn't really talk. He just makes noises and stuff. But he's so cute, and you do the whole like put your hand out, and he sniffs you, and then he's like, oh,
That's
you get
what
to
we used
pet
our early park
him.
admission to start with.
Yeah, and it was worth it. Honestly, after that, like my day was made. I was like, anything else is just gravy to me. The show is really, really well done as well.
It is. The show's
Um,
phenomenal.
And then it's a nice 20-minute break in the AC. Mead Hall is great. A Viking flirted with Mike. She was standing on a ledge, and he was walking by holding a beer, and she's like, "You there, sir? Yes, you, sir." Because he was like, "Me?" And she's like, "Give that to her." Handed her a beer. "Now help me down." So Mike goes to put like one hand out, and she goes, "Help me down like you like me." And he's like, "Okay." And so I think she was like, "Thank you." And you're like, "My pleasure." And she goes, "The pleasure was mine." Loved it. Loved it. Isle of Berk is everything.
And they have a very good family roller coaster.
Yes.
Hiccup Swing
yeah,
Gliders.
Hiccup Swing
like,
Gliders is so
it's
good.
a very, it's the kind of
So
thing
cute.
that it's a good like going from a kiddie coaster to like trying to graduate
It's a
to
good, like,
adult
family
coasters.
coaster,
It's a
yeah.
good like intermediate one, and
Yeah,
it has
I
a couple
will-
of nice launches to it.
I will say, yeah, I like you walk into that land and you feel like you stepped into the movie. Obviously, the score, the soundtrack of those movies are so good. It's like that's pumped around. It's everything. So Isle of Berk, great. The rest of the park needs some improvements. I would say Isle of Berk and then Dark Universe were my two faves, which is kind of what I expected going into it. Nintendo could be cool if it just wasn't so congested, if the rides were better. And if
Again,
the merch was better.
yeah.
Their merch is like
So
so
generic.
and boring. And I was like, ugh, like you could get that anywhere.
We wanted to buy stuff to fuck with AJ, and it's just like you could buy
And
this
yeah,
at
you're like, oh,
Walmart.
It's like I could get So the Isle of Berk merch was much better. I think the Dark Universe merch was really good. Merch overall at Epic, I think needs improvement, but hopefully
very-
they'll get there.
For like, just like what's the logo? That's what they throw on the shirt.
Yeah,
They don't
like,
really
there's
have
just
a
not, like,
ton.
The thing that makes park merch good to me is like when it's like I could only get it there. It's you're in on the joke with something. Like it's part of the land. Like in Galaxy's Edge does that really, really well, where it's like it's a part of the land, like stuff like that. There's some of that again in kind of Dark Universe and Isle of Berk, but I wanted a little bit more. But like I think usually in the last few years, Universal has done a really good job of doing kind of like we're in on the joke with you. Like we learned that this is a popular thing. The example I always like to use is at Christmas, Earl the Squirrel became a thing. They took that and they ran with it. There's Earl the Squirrel merch, ornaments, this, that, the other thing. He's become the mascot of Christmas. And that was an AP fan thing. Same thing with Little Boo at Halloween Horror Nights. Like Little Boo was just this freaking
It was
little
a tiny pumpkin.
jack-o'-lantern pumpkin outside a house in the queue of a house, and all of the HHN fans fell in love with him. And the next year, Universal was like, "We see you like Little Boo, we'll give you Little Boo," and they put him on everything. Like they do a very good job usually of like knowing like we're in on this joke with you, and like it's very like you have to know the theme park, you have to know the lore. And I feel like they dropped the bar. Terra Luna was lovely. We did talk a little bit about our girl Christina.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's Epic was good. It was good. The trip overall was really, really good. We had a good time back in O-Town.
Yeah, I hate to sound like I'm being like overly negative on the park because I did very much enjoy the day. Like, but there's a lot of there's a lot of constructive criticism I have about it right now. And again, the park's been open for a year. So it's not like in its final form by any stretch. There are things they can do to fix a lot of it. And basically what it's going to come down to is creating more attractions. And once they are able to do that, things will get better. Like the roller coaster Stardust is phenomenal. And the line moves fast. Like once you are in that line, they can get people pumping through on that.
Yeah.
Which they just need like 2 or 3 more rides like that can keep things flowing. Unfortunately, right now, and again, it's the beginning of it just opened, and anybody who knows the story of when the original Universal opened, half the rides didn't work for the first year.
The shark didn't work, y'all. Yeah, no theme park is ever at its best the first year, I would say. You want to go like year 2 and 3 where the shine is still there, but they've like kind of worked through the kinks and the demand has gone down. That's always like, I think it's like sweet spot. But yeah, I'm a big believer. We didn't get a lot done, but we got a good taste. My thing is always the park's not going anywhere. I'll be back. I'm not gonna try to get everything done in a day.
Years.
Yeah, it'll be there, and I'll be back to enjoy it then. But
we'll give it a few years till it gets some of the kinks worked out.
But yeah, for the love of God, Universal first. Oh, do you want to know the biggest tragedy? We try to go say goodbye to family since they'll be closing it down, and we don't think we'll be there. And get this, closed that day. The travesty, absolute tragedy. I was like, I just want to go say goodbye to Vin Diesel, who's the size of a helicopter.
I saw Wallace Shawn die. Wallace Shawn is dead.
It's 2 minutes for roping.
I like that. You're a jabroni.